Jamal and Kim's Inner Circle Health Tribe, episode 49.
Anybody who is just alive, needs to be considering cleansing as something that should be a lifestyle choice.
It's time to reverse the imbalances in your life as you take the first step on your own journey towards personal change. Welcome to Jamal and Kim's Inner Circle Health Tribe, educating, empowering, and inspiring individuals to live healthier. Now here are your hosts and your guides to natural living, Jamal and Kim.
Hi, Kim and Jamal here, and welcome to another episode of Jamal and Kim's Inner Circle Health Tribe podcast. I'm Kim, and I'm joined with Jamal.
Greetings, everyone.
And
peace and blessings.
Yes, and this is episode number 49 featuring Fatima Williams.
Yes.
And we enjoyed this episode as we enjoy many episodes, but this was a special one because we have a real connection with Fatima. Fatima has been in the trenches of holistic health and helping others to achieve optimum health for a very long time, such as ourselves. And we remember when she just started her journey on this path, and she called us, and we'll share this in the interview, but she called us to pick our brains when she was just starting out. And I'm so proud of her and so proud of the work that she's doing out in LA.
Yes, definitely. And just taking that full, well-rounded, holistic approach, which is, what we like to see and what it's all about. And that's one of the things that we really try to educate our listeners about, the importance of that. And we get to dive into one of our passions, which is, detoxification, cleansing, internal hygiene, and just optimizing your health through nutrition and natural living.
Yes. So before we dive into the interview, I'm just going to read a brief bio about Fatima. Fatima Williams is a mompreneur, or mamapreneur, I should say, wife, award-nominated actress, and singer. She sang with the likes of Mary J Blige, Wyclef Jean, the Fugees. She had 3 Stellar Award nominations as a member of a gospel group, Spiritual Pieces, and add to that a successful career in acting with guest starring roles in such shows as Seinfeld, Beverly Hills 90210, and a TV pilot series, Divas, for which she was nominated for an NAACP Award for Best Actress. Anyone looking from the outside in would have assumed that this was a dream life for Fatima, and it was. Things were really happening, and she was on the fast track to notoriety, and it appeared that Hollywood was starting to take notice. But all things came crashing and burning down for her in 2001 with chronic fatigue syndrome, thyroid issues, hormone imbalances, depression, and a fibromyalgia diagnosis, which forced her to slow down and care for herself. Long story short, she began purging, cleansing, and detoxifying her body, mind, and life, and also made spiritual, lifestyle, and dietary changes. Colon cleansing, better nutrition, a perpetual cleansing lifestyle, and extreme self-care helped to get her life, spirit, and health back. Now, years later, as a holistic health mentor and colon hygienist, it has become her mission to help others, especially women, not to only get their life and health back on track, but to also realize greater expression of life, purpose through health, spirituality, and wellness. Most find that while it's not easy to do the work on oneself, it's always worth the journey. So without further ado, we're going to segue into the interview. Enjoy. Hi, Kim and Jamal here, and today we are joined by Fatima Williams. Fatima, how are you?
I'm awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, greetings, sis. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. And first of all, before we start, I just want to say I am Team Kim and Jamal all the way. I just want to put that out there and let you know, I'm so grateful and thankful for the work that you guys are doing and putting out there into the universe and just putting out into the community. It's so needed, and it's just so appreciated. So in case nobody told you today, I appreciate you, and team Kim and Jamal, period.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm a fan.
Yeah, we appreciate your work as well.
Yeah.
A lot of our listeners, this is a lot of their first time being exposed to you, but you've been doing it for a long time.
Yes.
Yeah. And,
yeah.
And just thinking back, I'm sure you remember when we first met. I don't know how long ago that was.
It was a phone call.
Maybe like 10. Had to be maybe
all
10
the way
years
from
ago.
LA.
Yeah, we have received this phone call from Fatima, and she just called us up randomly. We didn't know, we didn't know each other. She called us up randomly and just had some questions about, different systems for colon hydrotherapy, and she was just being very thorough with her research, and that's kind of how we met, and the relationship just grew from there.
Yeah. I remember that. Okay, if my timing is correct, if my math is correct, I think that was over 10 years ago.
Yes.
It was.
It was definitely over 10 years ago, or at least 10
At
years ago.
least.
And I remember that day when I called, I was just like, you guys, I was just and you all was so wonderful. I think I spoke to you first, Jamal.
Yeah, we spoke first.
And then I met Kim, and then I was like, and they're from Jersey, and I'm from Jersey, and my whole thing was, as soon as I go back home to visit family, I'm gonna come out there and meet them. And y'all were just so wonderful, and just pure love, and so much
thank
life.
you. Yeah.
And I was pleasantly surprised by how receptive you were to me, and the whole process of helping me to get clarity in terms of me where I was just starting my business at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, because I was like taking baby steps. I'm like, and so how do you get appointments? And what do you say the first time you see them? Like, it was real, like total elementary stuff, and y'all was so patient. And I remember that time you talked to me. You talked to me for at least 30 minutes on the phone.
Yeah. We were talking for a while because the energy was right. I could tell that you were serious. And look where you are now. You're a guest on the show.
I know. 10 years later, and I'm still a poop enthusiast. Even more so now.
Yeah. So for people that are just being exposed to you for the first time, why don't you take a moment and let our listeners know, who is Fatima Williams?
Well, I am. I call myself a self-proclaimed poop enthusiast, and that's just me. That's just me, being silly. But I really am. I'm a detox mentor and a wellness educator. My primary focus and position regarding health and wellness is colon hygiene. So I work as a colon therapist, but, essentially what I really do, and my strong suit is, I help busy women primarily. I work with men as well, but 80% of my clients are women. So I help these busy-bodied women to turbocharge their health so that they can really manifest some miracles in their lives, so that they can look great and they can feel great, and so that they can be successful from the inside out. I honestly believe as within, so without. And so whatever it is going on in our internal world then becomes a magnet or a deflector for whatever is happening in our outer world. And so I always say, when you're wanting to attract more good in your life, like, tend to who you are in terms of your body temple and your spirit and your body, and nurture that so that you can become a magnet for attracting all manner of good and success, whatever you perceive that to be, in your outer world.
Right.
Yeah, that's a great quote. As within, so without.
Right.
Yeah, on so many levels. So I think that's great. And we like to ask our guest about their perspective of just the current health in the United States. Like, what's your perspective on that?
I think people are, in my experience, I'm finding that people are becoming a lot more aware, but there are still a lot of people who are walking around very, very numb to what it is that they're feeling in their bodies, and not connecting the dots and putting the small pieces together to understand, like, something as simple as a headache that may not necessarily mean a headache. It could mean other things that are going on in your body systems. And so people are at a place where they're slowly starting to raise their wellness IQ, but they need individuals like, me and you guys, people who are like, I call myself kind of like a holistic nerd because like I'm all things like wellness.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm like, what does that mean? Well, I'm always looking at what's the story in back of the story. Okay, you got a headache, or, oh, you have digestive distress. What's happening behind all of that?
Right.
And so I think the state of wellness right now, I think I'm hopeful. I really am. I'm hopeful, and I'm very, very optimistic because I think people are finally starting to make the connection and connect those dots between what's happening in their inner world and what's happening in their outer world. And I don't just mean like, inner world, outer world as far as like personal gain. I mean like what's happening on a global level. Like if you feel good in your body, there's no way that you will do things to hurt or harm or want to hurt or harm other people or other individuals. I mean, this is really kind of key and apropos to what's happening right now in the media as far as some of the social issues that are going on with people of color.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is all a direct result of people hurting inside and not feeling good in their body temple, not feeling good in the skin that they're in. And I think that these issues are raising awareness as it relates to not just, Black Lives Matter or all lives matter or all people matter, but really helping us to come to a place where we're getting to ask the deeper questions. And the deeper questions are really around spirit and around self-care. If you're caring for yourself, radical self-care. If you're really caring for yourself and your body temple, like the temple that it really is, there's something that's going to shift in your consciousness and your awareness. And you're going to find that the way that you used to treat, people might not necessarily work well with where you are arriving to in terms of your growth and your development.
Yeah, I like the connection that you're making as far as just what's going on right now in the country, and just getting right on the inside with your health and the things that you're exposed to. Because when you change your frequency, you just can't continue to behave the same way that you used to. It's impossible,
Exactly.
when you make that shift. So looking for the shift is really the key. We had a guest on, I forget what show that was. I'm a Wale. He's a mixed martial artist, and he lives a spiritual path, and he eats a plant-based diet, and he just really puts good things in his body. And we were just asking him about the challenges of getting up for a fight. And, he was just talking about how difficult it was, like to get in that zone, to be able to fight. It is very challenging with the type of lifestyle that he lives. And he was just talking about how, it's dangerous. It's dangerous, and he wouldn't recommend it because it's hard for him to keep that edge. And, a lot of, whether it's the police and just people in the world, they're always on edge and just ready to bite your head off. But when you make that shift, it's not so easily to get in that zone. So we're going to see so much less when people start getting right on the inside.
Yeah. It's like you're not as everything is not as intense, and there's the abrasiveness and the aggression, the inner aggression. When you start really caring for your body temple as an act of love, not as an act of fear, because here's the thing: some people they change it with like a healthier or a lifestyle of wellness out of fear.
Right.
And I always say the energy and intent with which you begin or consume food is just as harmful as the food or helpful as the food itself. So people who are like, I'm going to start getting healthier because I don't want to get diabetes. I don't want to get cancer. My auntie had high blood pressure. That is all fear. It's a fear-based lifestyle shift. You have to make the shift, and it has to be a shift that is rooted in love. And when you start to be rooted in love, that speaks to every area of your life and how you carry out your life. And before long, it starts to become contagious in other areas of your life, really.
Yes. And being optimistic, I think is great, because when you really look at what's going on as far as health, there are a lot of trends that are going on that are positive. People may be doing them for the wrong reasons, and they might not be maximizing, but there are a lot of positive health trends that are going on. And one trend that is going on right now is, different types of cleanses and detoxes and things like that. And the reasons may not be the best, but, there is a shift in an awareness happening, that people are just becoming more conscious that, cleansing is possible. And you being a specialty, in detoxing and cleansing, why do you think that that's important?
I think cleansing is important because just like the seasons change, so too do our bodies change. Our body is a part of this whole ecosystem. It's all one. We're connected to it. Yeah. And I really believe that, especially, for those of us who live in cities where we're exposed maybe to more environmental toxins, it's important to take that burden of toxicity and waste and make it as limited as possible. With the world being the way that it is, with mass transit and technology and things like that, there's not a whole lot of work around, but there are some ways where you can limit your exposure to taking in as much burden of toxicity, and that's I think that's the goal. I think anybody who breathes or has a sip of water or any liquid on a daily basis is a great candidate for cleansing. Right. Cleansing is not something that has to necessarily be reactive. Sometimes people think that, I should only cleanse if something is wrong with me or if I'm trying to fix something. No, cleansing should be a perpetual lifestyle. It should be something that it's just like a braid. When you're braiding somebody's hair, it requires three strands of hair in order to create that braid or that cornrow.
Right.
The same thing with cleansing. You want to braid it and interweave it into your lifestyle. So there will be periods in which you will be doing more intensive, and then there will be periods where you are just doing kind of coasting and doing maintenance cleanse, or allowing your lifestyle to be a lifestyle that supports a perpetual state of cleansing, and not a crash course thing. I find that, sometimes people will become super enthusiastic and become almost overzealous about, I'm going on a cleanse, and it's like this 5-day, 10-day, 30-day intensive where everything's like super intense and heavy and loaded, only to get to day 6 or day 31 or whatever day is the day after the cleanse ends, and everything falls to pieces.
Right.
Because there wasn't any thought given to, wait a minute. So this isn't just a crash course event. This actually is something that should be a lifestyle. So how do I live my life now to support all of the work that I just did?
Right.
There needs to be a level of taking it from one level of cleanliness to the next level, to the next level, to the next level, and slowly adjusting your lifestyle patterns to support that cleansing existence.
Yeah,
does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense, and it's something something that you said that is extremely important. Extremely important, and if you're breathing, you should be cleansing. And a lot of people don't really just understand the importance of cleansing and why they should be cleansing. And at our holistic center, we like to call detoxification internal hygiene, to help put things in perspective.
Yes.
Because
I love that.
Yeah, if we get it with the external hygiene and the importance of that, then that puts it in perspective. So now we know this is our internal hygiene, and this is something that should be done on a regular basis, not just not just really quickly. This is the upkeep of our internal aspects of ourselves. So internal hygiene, that's right in line with what you're saying. Everyone should be doing some type of cleanse.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be the only considered when there is a crisis.
Right.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because we don't.
And people think, they think, well, I'm pretty healthy. I eat healthy. I get this all the time. Somebody will come to me, maybe even just for a colonic. They may not even be coming for like any type of holistic health consulting or nutrition consulting. And they're like, well, I eat really healthy, so I don't really think I need this. But my friend told me it was a good idea and I should probably try it because it'll make my stomach feel flatter. And usually when that happens, I try to just meet the person where they are. So I'm like, you know what? It's all good. Let's just get in where you fit in, because I know that after this experience, you're going to feel so much better. And after the education goes into helping you to understand why you feel so much better, then there may possibly be a connect where we're at the beginning phases of making this all make sense, where it all starts to come together.
Yeah, I also think that it's important for people to make the connection that you need to cleanse and keep and upkeep your body so that you don't get into the health crisis. Instead of waiting until the health crisis is here to want to cleanse and try to do something, we cleanse and we practice good internal and external hygiene so that we maintain optimum health. And that's how people should see it. So it's really more important for you to do this now when you're not experiencing the health challenges. Obviously, it's super important to do it to get yourself out of the crisis, but it's more important to do it now because no one wants crisis. We don't want to be in that situation.
Exactly.
Also, exactly. I think more people, when you're more in tune with your body, when you're on this journey of living more holistically, you're more sensitive to the changes that are going on within your body. So it doesn't have to be so extreme as having high blood pressure, but you notice maybe your skin is a little off. You feel a little sluggish. You just kind of know, like, I need to retune my body. And a lot of people who are not on this journey, they're looking for those major signs of like, oh, I have to take medication. So, I need to do a detox. When you're more in tune with your body, you understand that these seasonal cleanses are a necessity. They have to be a part of your life.
Yes. And when you're more in tune with your body, your body's language. Right. So, we speak English. There are people in France that speak French. There are people in Italy that speak Italian. They know the language. They know the dialect, the local dialects. It's the same thing with your body. You know the specific language, the specific nuances of what your body is saying, and how it's saying it, and how that will inform your decision to make cleansing a priority.
Right. Yeah.
Definitely.
So what would you say are some good steps a person should take if they've never cleansed before?
I think if you've never cleansed before, finding someone like a Jamal and Kim health, like listening to stuff like this where you start to educate yourself and get in the mindset of holistic living is really, really key, because it can be a very, very lonely journey when you're trying to set out and establish new lifestyle patterns on your own, especially if your tribe, your folks that you normally hang out with are not on the same page. So you need that support system to help encourage help encourage the new behavioral lifestyle shift that you're going to be making. In terms of physically, I would say start with something as simple as, trying to do more green juice or green smoothies on a regular basis. Even something as simple as just starting your day with green juice or a green smoothie is a step in the direction of a subtle cleanse. You're doing a subtle cleanse for that period of time that you're having juice. So like a person who is coming to me who is on a meat and potatoes diet, they will achieve cleansing results just by, okay, I want you to have juice until brunch time, and then have a smoothie, and then have a big salad before your major meal. Like that's cleansing.
Right.
That's the type of cleansing setup. It's just a matter of where you are and what level you are. But I would say if you're just starting, start having, fresh green juices, fresh green smoothies, well combined meals, something as simple as trying to get to a gym or a local spa or sauna, or even invest in a small little sauna that, you can get on the internet where you can start sweating as much as possible. That's one element that a lot of people forget about. They're doing all these juice cleanses, but they're not helping to facilitate elimination of the other supportive body organs.
Yes.
And whenever possible, try to create a budget, a rhythm, something to try and make time to do colon cleansing. Mm-hmm. I think colon cleansing is key. It is so key, and it is the most often overlooked aspect of cleansing. If it's not coming out of your butt in copious amounts, then you're not cleansing. Right. You're simply detoxing. You're not detoxing body.
Right. Yeah. And what I'm hearing is it doesn't have to be complicated. You can start out wherever you are. It could be really simple, but that practice of internal hygiene is very important. Yeah, just do something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very, very important. And just start where you are and be honest with yourself where you are. If you've never ever done a cleanse before, don't be trying to break out on a 30-day liquid fast.
Which is what people do.
Get somebody to help guide you through. Maybe start with 3 days, Yeah. And the next time build up to 5 or 10. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that because we hear that all the time. People who've never done anything and they break out to do this 21-day fast and they make it 2 days.
I mean, they be breaking it strong too. I mean, like I call it strong and raw. Strong and raw. You just be like, what? Good night. And then someone be like, I don't know what's wrong. Something about that cleanse. That cleanse messed me up.
Yeah, the cleanse messed me up.
It messed me up. And you're like, really? Is that what's happening now?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's funny.
I mean, it's funny, but like in retrospect. It's funny,
in retrospect,
when you're going through it, it's really not funny.
No. Yeah, when you're going through
it. They be going through a healing crisis. They be going through a healing crisis. Oh, no.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. As far as services that you're currently offering to help people on their journey, talk to us about that. What are you doing?
Well, most of my clients, when my clients come to me, first of all, I work with clients locally who want to do colon hygiene and holistic health with me, as well as clients virtually. And what virtually means is, if a person doesn't live in the state of California and they still want to, my work resonates with them and they want to work one-on-one with me, I do a one-on-one virtual cleansing mentorship with clients, and that's a commitment of 3 months where we literally break it down, a minimum of 1 month, but up to 3 months where we break every single aspect down to help you to become educated as well as implementing cleansing principles into your lifestyle. And then I also do a colon cleansing for newbies program, which is every single person that comes to me, before they even get into the office, I do a free cleansing clarity call where I just want to get clarity in terms of what's going on with you and how is it that I may be able to help you, and am I a good fit, and are you a good fit? Are we a good fit for doing this work together? Yes. And then after that, I invite clients to participate in my colon cleansing for newbies program, and that's basically just a small. It's an introductory cleansing intensive. That's like a phase 1 cleansing intensive. But what we do is we educate them on things like food combining, supplementing the right way, and knowing when to supplement and how to supplement if you choose supplementing. Supporting the other eliminative organs, the 5 eliminative organs during the process of detox. Of course, the colon hygiene and the colon hydrotherapy aspect of it as well. And I also do some YouTube educational videos that are always posted and shared on social media as well. So there's a whole gamut of different ways that clients can work with me, whether that is a 5-day juicing challenge, a virtual challenge, or whether that is one-on-one virtual coaching, or whether that is face-to-face as well as virtual at the same time. I just figure, however we need to make it happen so that your yes is your yes to yourself.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So that you can be successful in this process, then that's what we'll do.
Okay, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as contact info, how can people contact you? How can they follow you?
Sure. You can contact me through my website. It's FatimaWilliams.com, Fatima Williams.com. I'm also on Facebook at Fatima Low Williams, HHC. I'm all across social media, but all of the social media, if you just go to my website and just click on the social media tabs, you'll be able to follow me that way. And I would say to somebody who's new, just getting acquainted with all of this stuff, especially the colon hygiene portion, I have a really cool training, a free training that I offer on my website. All you got to do is just punch in your email and your email and your name, and you will receive my colon hygiene frequently asked questions webinar. It's called What's a Colonic and Other Frequently Asked Questions.
That's great.
That's great.
And lastly, if there was only one thing that a person could do to have the biggest impact on their health, what advice would you give them?
Get your mind right. Yeah. Get your mind right.
Yes.
I would say get into the mind state that wellness does not have to be hard. It can be a wonderful learning journey in which you become a student of you. Master you. Get a master's in you. Mm-hmm. And it starts with mind state first. If you start to adjust your mind to be open to the idea that this body is so amazingly awesome. The Creator created our body to be able to regenerate itself. And when you start to be in that mind state where you're like, wait a minute, I really can heal my body, but it has to start from within, and it has to start with your mind. If your mind is telling you something opposite, then your actions will not follow suit, and you won't see the results in your body.
Right. Yeah. I think that that advice is spot on, because that's where it starts from. It starts with the mind. You have to be on board with what it is that you're doing. And you have to understand why you're doing it, and you have to feel good about it. You have to develop sacred feelings about it. People don't understand that the way that you go into something and how you feel about it is going to affect the outcome.
And here's the thing, cleansing does not have to be my motto, and it's on my website. Cleansing done right, cleansing made simple.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be a hard and complex thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's only complex when you start putting a whole bunch of extras on it.
Right.
It's simple. You look at nature, the laws of nature. You know, the laws of nature can teach us so much. That's the greatest spiritual teacher ever.
Absolutely.
You know, a flower becomes a flower by some real simple processes. You don't have to be all like, and then I'm going to put a whole bunch of fertilizer in it, and then put it in this pot. This is a yellow pot. This yellow pot is real pretty, and it's going to make the flowers. No, it needs water and sunshine and a little bit of love.
Right. Yes. So we really appreciate having you on.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I thank you guys so much. I love y'all. Team podcast.
We love you too.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I love you and appreciate you, and I appreciate you allowing me an opportunity to be able to share, with your people, with our people, because we are all one, and it's a wonderful opportunity. I'm very, very humbled and grateful for you guys. So keep doing your work. Keep doing that stuff, because it helps me. Yeah. Every time I listen to your podcast, I'm like, oh, yeah, I should do that. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm going to start skin brushing more often. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, it helps me to stay on task, and I'm sure that, it's affirming for you guys as well. The more we do the work and share the work, the more affirming it is for all of us.
Yeah, and we appreciate you to continue to go strong and be a health warrior.
Thank you. Right. Thank you.
All right.
So much love.
All right. Peace.
All right. Have a great day. Bye.
You too.
So that is the conclusion of our interview with Fatima. Hopefully you enjoyed the interview, but most importantly, you received value from it. And for all the information that was discussed in this episode, all of Fatima's contact information, her social media information, some of the podcast interviews that we recently have done in the past that was referenced in this episode, just go to jkhealthtribe.com/49. That's jkhealthtribe.com/49, and you can have direct access to the show notes page. Okay. And so until next time, live healthier.
We hope you enjoyed your time with Jamal and Kim's Inner Circle Health Tribe. To keep you on your path towards a happy, healthier lifestyle, we encourage you to visit jkhealthtribe.com for content to help you find your health balance. Thanks again, and we look forward to educating, empowering, and inspiring you to live healthier.